Today we have Robert Sichone. Do I say that correctly?
Sichone. Yeah.
Sichone.
Yeah.
And where are we Skyping from today? I'm in the Netherlands. Where are you?
So I'm in Africa, Zambia, Lusaka.
Probably better weather than in Holland in any event.
Yeah, it's the rainy season now here, so it's a bit wet, but other than that, it's always dry, sunny, so it's great.
Holland, we have 12 months of rainy season, so. Well, I appreciate the time, Robert. Robert has agreed to do a small interview with us here. He's recently a Markzware customer. What do you and your company do? Can you tell us a bit more about your background?
Okay, so our company, my company is called Global Link, a consulting firm, so to say. So we are into communication, and then we do research as well, and business development in terms of helping local business. We work here in Zambia, we work in various sectors, including obviously the government, and the corporate sector, which is what we call the private sector, business to business or business to consumer. So we do those kind of interventions. We also work a lot with non-governmental organizations. We have quite a lot of them in Zambia. So in terms of doing community interventions, we provide our services to these kinds of organizations.
Using some InDesign or Quark or different programs like this?
So mainly we use Adobe programs.
Okay.
In fact, that's more or less what we use. So all the Adobe programs. Before we used Corel, and we also used the usual QuarkXPress.
Yeah.
But over the years, I think we've kind of moved, and now we mainly use Adobe programs.
Okay, and is that
Adobe Photoshop, InDesign, Illustrator,
right?
Those programs.
Right, and is that let's say the same for all, throughout Zambia? Would you say is it mainly Adobe programs nowadays, or?
Well, most people are making the change. The most common program in Zambia, I think, among graphic artists is Corel.
Okay, interesting.
Most people are making the change now from desktop PCs to Mac.
Okay.
And with Mac comes a lot of Adobe programs. So,
yeah.
So Adobe programs become quite popular here.
Layout that you were working on, and we'll get to why you contacted us in a moment, but what was this layout that you were working on for?
So we were in a bit of a panic because what we were working on was actually a presentation document. We're doing a document for the Zambian government.
Okay.
For the Ministry of Justice. So you can imagine that this is a very important document. We have people waiting on it.
Sure.
The document basically is a communication strategy. The Ministry of Justice here in Zambia would like to conduct some civic education activities because we're going into an election year. So basically they contracted us to develop a strategy on how they could educate voters on their rights and so on and so forth. So what we were working on was the final document actually for submission, which was our presentation on how we feel that this voter awareness program should be carried out next year.
Oh, it's a very important document. Wow. And now the reason why Robert contacted us was, as many of you know watching this, or maybe this will be the first time you hear of it, Markzware can also fix, or at least we can attempt to fix, corrupt or crashing InDesign documents. And that's what Robert had in this case. So maybe you can tell us what happened. Do you know why your file went bad or how it went corrupt?
Okay, and for some strange reason, we edited one of the pictures. Just a basic edit in Photoshop. And when we tried to relink it, the document crashed.
Wow.
And it was like that after that. So every time you open InDesign, InDesign and you try to open the document, it would crash. But that was only on that particular document. Any other document would open. So we did everything, I think, from trying to change the extension, from IND to INX, hoping that we could,
trick it
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of other things, including reinstalling InDesign, and installing it completely, reinstalling. So we tried all these things, trying to open it a number of times, quickly closing, opening, but still nothing. InDesign continued to crash.
Wow.
I ended up searching through every Adobe forum that I could find, on the problem, and quite alright. I found quite a number of people that had similar problems, and they were all talking about this website. But the easier option for us worked out to be coming to your website, which a lot of references made. So they'll be like, no, go to Markzware, go to Markzware. And then I think I also found a few posts by you, I think, where you had responded to some of these individuals that have had similar problems. And, well, at the end of the day, having tried everything else, I said, well, let's send an email, It's the last option. We've tried everything else. We might as well send this email.
Right, and it's no cure, no pay what we offer, so it makes it hopefully a bit easier for people to contact us,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was a bit skeptical, I'll be honest with you. I mean, even sending that email with a document attached, I was just like, well, this is the internet, and, we hear a lot of stories about the internet anyway. So, sending it out there, and just waiting, and, so I was a bit surprised. That was funny, I came to the office and I found, and, you had attached the document, and all you said was, look at it, if you're happy with it, here's the link, you can go ahead and make the payment. So it was surprising, but a welcome surprise.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, thank you. Well, that's the idea. We have technology that can help graphic designers and publishers and pre-press people alike in version and pre-flighting, but also file recovery. So that's how we do it, because it's hard to judge what was the state of the file before it went corrupt, so we have to leave that up to you. The next question was, what was the service useful for you? I guess that's quite apparent. It was...
It was very useful, very helpful. Like I said, it's actually saved us a lot of work. And we didn't even, and this was my first bad experience with InDesign.
Right.
I mean, I've never had a document crash. A
lot of times the bad files are caused by corrupted fonts or a corrupt image. And that's what it sounds like happened in your case. A corrupted image ended up, zapping out the entire file. How much time do you think it saved you, Robert?
It's like 40, 50 pages. So it saved us a good week, 7 to 10 days at least of work. Because I must mention the time, because we had gone through a number of document drafts and so on, various stages. So going right to the beginning would have meant comparing every draft at every stage until we got back to the document as it was. So it really saved us, 10 days worth of work, which is lost.
Did you hear of Markzware before this problem, Robert? Have you heard of us before?
Oh, David, I had not.
Oh, good. That's good.
Like forum. The funny thing is that you appear in almost every forum I went to. Because I think initially, you go to one forum and you ignore it, and then it appears again, and then it appears again, until you think, there must be something here that I should be paying attention to. So it's out there on the forum, but before this, I think I hadn't heard of this at all.
for your time. Sorry we had to cut off short. My computer was acting up. Indeed, check out FlightCheck, a fantastic application for pre-flighting standalone many file formats. And for the rest of you, if you need to recover your bad InDesign files, please contact Markzware today.